that I'm in a transition in my life from the second phase of my life to the third phase of my life. What I mean by that is that I believe that life happens in 3 phases. In the first phase of your life, you're dependent on others and you're learning. You're a student. In the second phase of your life, you're working. Other people are dependent on you and you're trying to be successful. When you get late in that stage in your life, the thing you want more than anything else is to help others to be successful without you. And that's the stage that I am in my life. No longer do I want to be any more successful, but I want to pass that along. And if I pass that along well, then I go to the third stage and I'm free and everybody's good. It's like many of you probably, your parents, what do they want? They want you to be successful without them, right? And so that's the stage. That's why I put out principles that I'd like to share. So I'm going to take you through my life and work principles. There are many principles in the book. There are hundreds of principles in the book. I want to try to convey my most important ones in a simple way. To me, this was what life is like. And I think it's probably what life is like for you. You go after your audacious goals. And then along the way on those audacious goals, you encounter your successes and your failures. You're going to fail. Failure is an important part of that learning process. And how you deal with failure is really important. If you embrace failure, not embarrassed about it, then you will learn. And you will learn principles, you know. And I'm also an entrepreneur. And as an investor, one has to be an independent thinker because one has to bet against the consensus and be right. That's because the consensus view is built into the price. So only if you bet against the consensus and are right are you going to make a profit in the markets. And whenever you're betting against the consensus, you're going to be wrong a fair amount of times. And as an entrepreneur, it's the same thing. You have to be an independent thinker and bet against the consensus. And you're going to encounter failures. We don't highlight those failures, but that's part of the process. And from that, you have to learn principles. So the thing that I began to learn is that my attitude about failing began to change. I began to look at failures like puzzles that would give me gems if I could solve the puzzle. And the puzzle was, what would I do differently in the future so I wouldn't have that failure? And the gem was a principle that would help me, and I would write down that principle. So learning principles, learning and changing is an important part. Then you improve, and then you go on to your more audacious goals. And that is the process over and over again. I believe that's the evolutionary process. If you think about it, you could think about products. It's the same for products. It's the same for nature. If you think of a product, BlackBerry, right? A new goal, a new innovation. But with time, there's going to be failure. So I learned that an instinct that pain plus reflection equals progress. The pain is signaling to me something that I need to learn and I need to reflect. And if you develop that instinctual reaction, pain plus reflection equals progress, and you think about that, I think you can learn.